Shop at Majestic Supermarket for kind and courteous service. In addition to your grocery list, we also stock perfume and gift sets, household items, over-the-counter drugs, pet food and accessories, footwear, mini hardware items and much more. It's a one-stop shop. We accept TT cards, links and credit card. Visit us at the corner of Little Cora Road and Komoto Main Road, Komoto. Telephone contact 643-94104, Majestic Supermarket.
Welcome to our program Towards a Structured World Spiritually. Today we are going to talk about time. Time is such a great part of our existence, and sometimes we forget the value of time itself in terms of how much time we as God's children, souls, Atma, beings of light, how much time we spend in our bodies. And it's important for us to take a little time out and reflect, where is this journey taking me? Our bodies are limited and they take us to a limited journey which is called a lifetime. And we live in times now where literally you can't predict when the soul will depart from the body. You can't say we are living in a very touchy or unpredictable time. And for this, there should be a call within to be able to better understand time, to better understand past, present and future, to have a good insight as to when people pass away, they leave bodies and so the soul has gone beyond, or to meet this one or to meet that one. It's about time now, with the amount of things that are happening in our world that contribute to sorrow, suffering, sadness and all the family of these things, we should step back a little. Why should you step back? I've said this many times in previous programs, but it's a good reminder. The 5 elements, our planet Earth, is not created or destroyed. It is eternal. But changes take place within the Earth. Just as our body, young, youth, middle age, etc., etc. However, the one who resides in the body never ages. The soul never gets young or gets old. However, it adapts accordingly to a young body, baby growing up, and experiences follow. As mentioned earlier, our topic today is about time. And when you look at time itself in terms of what is happening around us, the news, the views, the experiences, we should desire for a better world. But it doesn't stop there. You can't just desire, you can desire many things. But for it to happen, we need to take steps. And a better world doesn't come by saving money in the bank or getting a better job. No, a better world comes spiritually, because the soul creates energy. You're happy, you create very pleasant, loveful energy. You're upset, you create upsetting energy. You're sad, you create very depressing energy. So it is the soul, you can't say who is the creator of its own time spent in the body, and also the contributor to family, surroundings, people, and even to the elements. But to the elements is very subtle. More so when we look at the state of, don't get me wrong, impurity and dirtiness in the world today, something needs to be done. But first of all, we must recognize that it is humankind in the process of losing their kindness, dear brothers and sisters, friends, that we have found ourselves in a world now that has the number one star of the world now is stress. And the many children of stress, psychologically, spiritually, physically, are visible. You can say that is what is omnipresent. So in order to be able to see the picture of your own life, don't go towards outside yet. We need to recognize, experience, and taste this beauty of the soul, God's child. So firstly, I want to suggest something. This planet called Earth, it is not the only place. There is the Earth, maybe sometime in the future with all copyright permissions, etc., I'll show you a picture. There is the Earth. Around the Earth there is what is called the subtle region or the angelic region, a world of white light. And beyond that, there is the huge unlimited world of what is called nirvana, the Brahm element, that world of golden red light. So where did we come from? We came from that world. Who are we? Spiritual stars. The soul, respected friends, is not made of the 5 elements. It comes from that home according to its time in this whole drama of life and enters the earth into a mother's womb. And at that point in time, the process of birth, rebirth continues for a period of time. So connected to that is this aspect of time, and you might have heard me or recall these incredible laws, the laws of physics, particularly the entropy law and the negentropy law. The entropy law states basically in common understanding that we are on a gradual decline, and we can see that. Look at your own life 10, 15, 20, 50 years ago and look at now. There is a decline in relationships, there is a decline in matter, there is a decline in diet, there is a decline in so many things. So to be able to stem that decline, we must recognize that a time of change is needed. And this time of change is called the return journey. Our time spent here, when we came, you can't say the soul was pure. Pure as in pure. This is why there is the understanding that on this earth, at one time it was called heaven. You hear sometimes in Hindi terms, Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kalyug. Very true. But the transitioning of these ages from the golden, silver, copper and iron ages, you don't experience when golden changes into silver. No. Just like when the morning goes into afternoon, so to speak, you reach midday, you don't know when midday goes into the afternoon. You really don't know. There is not a set time when you can say, okay, it is now evening. No. It transitions into evening, and then we say it's dusk dark, and then we say it's night. And the cycle of day and night continues. This drama of life is very, very similar. When we come from that world home, the soul's world, Param Dham, it's a world of complete silence. There is no sound there. Firstly, when the soul comes, it adopts its first body. And this is all the law of karma, which I think the average person has a good idea of. All the beautiful sayings, as you sow, so shall you reap, and so. But we need to walk that talk. Talking doesn't get you anywhere. You need to exhibit. Exhibit means you exude the vibrations of the goodness of understanding that we souls, lights, Atma, spirit, we are on a journey through our body. So this journey reaches a point where it becomes really degraded. You can't even trust your shadow. It does not mean that people are not trustworthy or you can't trust people, but they are unpredictable happenings based on the 5 enemies of the soul. Now these are energies: lust, anger, attachment, greed, ego, and of course jealousy. It's really 6 of them, but you more hear of 5. And then there are the other detailed children and grandchildren of these vices. That is what is omnipresent now. This is why you have to put alarm in your motor car, build a house like Fort Knox, that not even ants could come inside your house. So much security. You have security system that causes, what's the cost of security system even in this little country of ours? Maybe millions or billions of dollars collectively. Why? Who are you afraid of? Who are we afraid of? Human beings just like ourselves. This is why it is called hell. So it's important now as in now, today, make a little time, find some space and recognize some key aspects of time itself. Today's topic is time. So there is a golden era and a silver era, and that time span is called heaven on earth, where the entropy law is very slow. Take your time and catch these points. So in other words, you don't get sick, there is no jail, there is no police, there is no lawyer, there is nothing like that. There is no sorrow. I am not saying these things just now because of they cause sorrow. No, it is we cause our own sorrow, and punitive measures have to be taken with the hope of refining our intellect. So there comes a time when originally this world was straight, the planet. The axis was not tilted. And that is when we all, our thinking process, our thought process, collective energy of thoughts were very, very pure, respectful, full of regard, a true sense of soul conscious love. That time did exist on our world. So many people talk about heaven. It is not a lie. It is 100% true. But if you don't research it, understand it, and aim to experience it, you will be another one who is just talking. Empty drums make the most noise. So in other words, to change the vibrations we exude, we give out through our eyes, through the tone of our voice, through the deep feelings of the soul, we have to begin to go deep within. And that going deep within is called meditation. The Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University, of which I am a student for many moons now, is very focused in its teachings to encourage us to be able to rediscover ourselves. The soul is such a beautiful thing. When you see a baby who isn't able to speak yet, look at the expressions. It's pure, full stop, pure. Everyone has that in them. But as experiences come in our lives and we are exposed to many things and many people and many situations, the soul begins to gather and personality forms. And based on the stronger influences and the one we subscribe to, naturally we will become that. Give this some thought as to where am I standing, regardless of the age of your body at this point in time, as we take a short break, and ask your heart deep within, where am I going?
Shop at Majestic Supermarket for kind and courteous service. In addition to your grocery list, we also stock perfume and gift sets, household items, over-the-counter drugs, pet food and accessories, footwear, mini hardware items and much more. It's a one-stop shop. We accept TT cards, links and credit card. Visit us at the corner of Little Kora Road and Komoto Main Road, Komoto. Telephone contact 643-94104, Majestic Supermarket.
So we were speaking about 5 ages, 3 worlds, 3 aspects of time, past, present, future. However, the transitioning of the ages, gold and silver, copper, iron, and this small, short, incredible age called the confluence age. Just to repeat, golden and silver ages is called heaven and earth. That's when there is absolute non-violence. People there were called gods, goddesses, deities. And incredibly enough, at this time, we worship those deities. Maybe you were worshipping your own self if you belong to that time. This is something to think about. When this earth movement takes place and the earth shifts, that coincides with a shift in awareness. This is quantum energy of human beings. When we begin to become body conscious instead of soul conscious. Simply put, the awareness shifts from I am a soul, this is my body, that is heavenly, so it is the soul that acts and experiences through the body. And when this shift occurs, it becomes I have a soul. That is wrong. Because that I, the context of that I is I, the body. I, the body, have a soul. No, the body doesn't have a soul. The soul has a body. So when we begin to recognize I need to have this return journey for a peaceful world. That's all you're looking for. Peaceful, full of peace. All the virtues, etc., values and good things are inside of that word peace. The world we live in now is a world of pieces. So this thing called peace has love, forgiveness, mercy, understanding, charity, not giving people money and buying groceries and giving them, no. That is child's play when it comes to charity. Charity means to have good wishes consistently for everyone. When you begin to have good wishes, the DNA of the soul, which is peace, love, joy, happiness, or etc., all of that begins to go into ascendant mode. So your diet of thought changes, respected friends, and your diet of food also changes. You begin to distance yourself with foods that are unhealthy. So it's important to understand that this can only happen in the minuscule, very short age, going back to this golden, silver, copper and iron ages. In the golden and silver age, the religion of the soul was peace. You didn't have to pray to anybody, you were like a god. When this shift occurred, coinciding with the shift of awareness that I am a body and I have a soul, then this thing called worship began, because sorrow began to gradually enter our world. And this goes and goes and goes into what is called copper and iron ages. In Hindi it is called Satyug, Treta, and then you have Dwapara and Kalyug. Everyone knows we are in Kalyug now, the iron age, hell. But it doesn't mean that we are totally lost and gone. You may see exhibits of that time and again, but all is not lost, because all cannot be lost. The soul is imperishable and the earth itself is also imperishable. So as matter degrades the soul, so many sicknesses now you have to even be careful of drinking water. So the soul also reaches a similar stage as a parallel. Sometimes you look at someone, you just look at them and they're upset with you. Hello, what are you looking at me like that for? People have reached that low stage now. That is a high level of arrogance. Why? Because we are infected. The soul does get infected. It gets infected with vices. And that is where greed, anger, attachment, ego has 1 million children of family now, in terms of people's attitude. So there comes a time, I mention this again and again, for that to change. And if we are responsible for making this world like this, who will change it? We will change it, but under the guidance of one who does not come in under the influence of entropy. That being does not degrade. So that being, if he does not degrade, then he does not also go beyond. The memorial of that is the sun. The moon has phases and the earth has seasons, but the sun never fluctuates. If there is an eclipse, it is because the moon got between the earth and the sun. Yes. So it means that the sun can never get eclipsed. Similarly, God is supreme, our Father, Param Atma, Supreme Soul. He is always benevolent. And when we reach this low stage, as we are in now, don't be influenced too much by technology and all that. No. That is the playthings of matter which great minds have created It's important to recognize that you will leave those things one day. The journey of the soul is one in which it reaches its lowest stage according to time, and then there is the return journey. Many things are being repeated. This age is called, in Hindi, very good term, Purushottam Sangam Yug, most elevated confluence age. What does confluence age mean? The meeting of the old and new. That is the time when godly influence, the gates of change, benevolent, highest form of change is open. And this is called the journey upwards, the ascent of the soul. So in terms of time, it is important to recognize that we should put aside a little time for ourselves and begin this return journey. And in this return journey, we recognize that we are beings of light, beautiful energy, and the journey upwards is called Raj Yoga, highest form of yoga. The word yoga means to connect. So when we sit in silence, I'll give you a commentary shortly. To take that journey, we should make this like how we take 3 meals a day. Take 1 meal every morning. A meal of benevolence, of God's love. A beautiful injection of truth and lightness. So that will last us throughout the day, and our karmas, our vision, our attitude, our relationship will begin to slowly go into ascending mode. So let's create that experience now. Sit back comfortably. And begin to relax the body. The toes, the feet, the legs. Just letting go. Calm. Stomach is very relaxed. Hands and fingers are very loose and light. Shoulders drop slightly. And there is a beautiful feeling, a stirring of light in the middle of the forehead between the eyebrows. I am light. I am a spiritual star, living energy, playing a very special part through my body. In this awareness, I picture myself going upwards, way past the earth, the sun, the moon and the stars, and the angelic region of light. I become that star fully. As I enter this world of golden red light, a world of peace. I realize that this is my eternal home. I can feel God's presence, Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, the one with a very ancient name of God Shiva, which means a point. I am a point of light, And God is the ever blissful, ever pure, most benevolent point of light. In this way we resemble God. I now fill myself with the shower of light, as I am so close to my eternal Father, bathing in love, lightness, and peace. From that distant place, through my thoughts, I bless my body. I send good wishes to my home, the people who I connect to in my workplace, friends, family, neighbors, to the entire country. And because I am way up in the company of God the Supreme, I can see through the intellect the entire world. I bless this world. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Shop at Majestic Supermarket for kind and courteous service. In addition to your grocery list, we also stock perfume and gift sets, household items, over-the-counter drugs, pet food and accessories, footwear, mini hardware items and much more. It's a one-stop shop. We accept TT cards, links and credit card. Visit us at the corner of Little Kora Road and Komoto Main Road, Komoto. Telephone contact 643-94104, Majestic Supermarket.